Hi, I'm Rachel with ImpressionsAtHome.com.
And I'm Elizabeth with RedoYou.com.
And today we're talking about saving the freshness of our summer bounties so we can enjoy it all year long.
So I'm getting a CSA, a farm share this year. And every week I just get a bounty of fruits and vegetables. And I love it because I'm getting just about double the nutrients I would shopping at a conventional store. But the problem, the dilemma, Rachel, is what do I do with all this food so I can savor the season and extend it through the year?
So the best way to enjoy your summer bounty all year long is to actually use some fun freezing techniques. So for like your fresh berries that might be coming up this time of year, like blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, you can freeze them on a single layer on a parchment or a wax lined sheet tray. Just individually freeze them. So spread them all out just like so. Put this whole tray in the freezer just like this. So once your berries are fully frozen, you can take the tray and lift up the parchment paper and then simply just pour them into your zip top bag or freezer container.
That's fantastic. Very simple.
And then you're all set for smoothies, pies, or whatever you want to use your berries for.
Simple. Love it.
Another thing that you might be getting comes the fall is a whole bunch of apples. And what I really like to do with my apples is mix them already together with the spices and everything that you need, and then store it flat, frozen, so you can have fresh apple pie any time of the year without any of the work.
So Rachel, I noticed that you packed this in a vacuum sealer, which seems like a great idea, but what if you don't have one of those?
Yeah, I like to use the vacuum sealer for things that I'm going to keep for a long time, because the more air that you have out of it, the longer and fresher things are going to stay in your freezer. So when you remove all the air, that really keeps the freshness locked in better. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, you can definitely just use a normal zip top bag and squish out as much air as you possibly can so that things will stay fresher longer.
So you can also use a canning jar. Make sure that you have a canning jar and just not a regular jar if you're going to use glass. And just make sure to leave about a ½ inch at the top because food expands when it freezes. You don't want to break the jar in the freezer. So what do we do with all of these vegetables?
The great thing to do with a lot of hard vegetables like carrots, parsnips, broccoli, green beans, even peas, is to simply just blanch and shock them. So you're putting them into a boiling water, lifting them out, and then putting them quickly into cold water so that you can lock in the nutrients and they're ready to add to your soups, stir fries, and sauté dishes. Here's a frozen soup that I made earlier with a whole bunch of onions and carrots in it.
And this is great too because you're locking in the nutrients at the peak of freshness. It's fabulous. This time of year, I also get just an abundance of zucchini, like this giant zucchini. So what might I do with this to save it?
A lot of things for zucchini. What I love to do is actually just freeze it into 1½ cup portions, which is perfect for me to make my chocolate chip zucchini bread any time of the year.
Gotta love that. And then the other thing is herbs. This time of year, my garden is full of herbs. But in the wintertime, it's expensive to buy herbs at the grocery store. So what can I do to save these herbs?
So a great way to store your summer herbs is to actually chop them and then put them in an ice cube tray to make herb ice cubes. So you can add these to your soups, sautés, or even make fresh basil pesto in the middle of January. The simple thing to do is to wash, dry, and cut them up. Put them into your ice cube trays, and then drizzle with olive oil to make these beautiful little herb ice cubes. The olive oil will keep the air from touching the herbs, so it'll keep it fresh and keep it from oxidizing. So here's a frozen one, and you just pop them right out and then throw them into a zip top bag. And these are nice little herb cubes that you can add to any of your delicious dishes.
We've just offered all kinds of ideas for savoring the season. If you want more ideas for freezing in the freshness, visit our website
At ImpressionsAtHome.com
and RedoYou.com.
Here's the happy, healthy eating. Enjoy.